Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now.
Cody, I want to jump into this first, man. This hunting trip that you went with Dan Henderson, man. Dan Henderson, one of my
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
fighters of all time, dude. Tell me about that shit.
Yeah. Dan is exactly who you'd expect him to be. I picked him up from the airport. Then I've never met him before. Super cool dude, down to earth. And he's a legend, man. People recognize that guy everywhere we went. I felt like I was hanging out with a celebrity. You know what I mean? Like, and he's just like the most down to earth, cool dude. Like, he loves to hunt, loves to get after it. Like, he's cool. You know what I mean? Like, really is just salt of the earth, good dude. Yeah, he's like, they always say to like, don't meet your heroes, but like in this case, like I was like, dude, Dan is the man. And then it just so happened we went somewhere and it was like a cash only place. He didn't have any cash on him, so I like spotted him like $20 or something, right? He's like, I'll get you back. I'm like, I don't worry about it, right? A month goes by and he hits me up. He's like, hey, I'm gonna be at this thing for SHOT Show, whatever. Come by. I'm like, all right, cool. And so him, and another friend, Chad Belding, we all meet up together. And like Dan hands me $20 or whatever it was, and he was like, "Hey, I owe you this." And I was like, "What are you talking about? You don't owe me anything." He's like, "Yeah, remember that?" And I'm like, "Are you serious, dude?" And like, it was just like he didn't forget that. You know what I mean? It was like so insignificant to me. I was happy to do it, but like he meant what he said, and like he's just a good dude, man. He's cool.
Yeah. I think he's the original All-American fighter, man. Like he's the old
100%.
school, right?
100%, 100%. Like, didn't say shit. Like, when he did say something, like, he meant what he said, and like, he was coming to get you, dude. The guy's the boogeyman.
Yeah.
He still looked super solid. Like, they were like messing around. They're like, who'd win in a fight? And I was like, he would. I'm not going there. Like, they're like, oh, he's 50 years old. He's out of shape. He hasn't trained. And I was like, yeah, still. That guy hits me with his right hand. Like, I'll wake up with poop in my pants. No way.
You guys caught a lot of with the birds, right?
Yeah.
You guys caught a ton. Like that's insane.
Yeah, great hunting trip. Yeah, we have a mutual friend. His name's Chad Belding. He has like a huge like a TV show on the Outdoor Channel and stuff. And he has all the best spots. Like he hooks us up. We're pretty spoiled.
Yeah, the benefits of being a fighter, right? Benefits of being a UFC fighter, a little bit. Make friends. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man, you've been out for a little bit. You know, you returned June 8th, Louisville, Kentucky. Not too far from your home state of Michigan. How do you feel about
Yeah.
returning to this city and the venue?
Yeah, I mean, so I was told it was in Vegas, so I was pumped. I'm like, Vegas, cool. And then I heard it was in Kentucky, and I'm like, oh man, not a small athletic commission. I don't want to do that again. And then I was like, it's 5 hours from where I grew up. It's like, people that really want to see me can go. And I've got a lot of people coming down there, man. So I'm excited. I feel like I'm fighting at home. It's the first time I've ever done this, like in the UFC, where I feel like I'll have, a little bit of a like pretty good sized hometown crowd. So I'm super excited. And I feel like that's kind of motivated me to work a little harder. You know what I mean? Like I can't let these people down. They're spending their hard-earned money to come watch me fight. They're driving down. Like I got to put on a show for them.
I saw that you had a bicep injury. How did that happen?
Yeah, I tore my bicep. I was gonna fight Healy Alatalong in October. It was kind of a short notice thing. It was like 4 weeks, but I'd been begging for a fight. And literally, first training session out, I literally was sparring and just my arm snapped. Anyway, so I realized that I like to compete at a high level. Like I need my left arm to be operating at 100%. So I immediately went and had surgery and rehab process at the UFC PI. I mean, I was doing rehab 8-9 times a week. So I mean, my arm is as good or better than it was before. I feel like there's like a movie about this like kid who like gets his arm fixed and then all of a sudden he can like sling 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. Like that's how I feel. Like if I hit you with my left hand right now, like you're either wobbling around or you're unconscious.
There you go. Hey, during the recovery and the rehab, was there any like stumbling blocks, or was it pretty smooth throughout the whole process?
No, I mean for an athlete that is a you're watching everyone fight and compete and you're like everybody's getting better and I'm not. You know what I mean? Like it is a tough mental process to go through, but I feel like, and I was just saying this to somebody else, like I honestly feel like it was a good thing. I hate even saying that because it was brutally hard and it hurt. And like, I don't do pain pills or anything. So I woke up out of surgery in a lot of pain. And I felt that way for a few weeks. So, yeah, I mean, it was brutally painful, but I'll tell you what, nothing brings you to the moment. You know what I mean? It really makes you like rethink things and rethink your perspective on a lot of things, like being injured. Not being able to have the opportunities to compete. I realized that like I am so thankful for all the things that I have. I'm like sitting in this beautiful house. Like when I started this sport, I had absolutely nothing. I had nothing. I had a couple bucks and a dream. And the reality is that I made a lot of those dreams come true. Through grit, determination that I've had my whole career. And yeah, I don't know. I just like I got that like chip on my shoulder. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like I've been out a long time. I've kind of been forgotten about, and like I want to remind people that June 8th that like, dude, I can compete with anyone in the world. Like I am truly one of the best bantamweights on this planet. And moving forward, that I have to go out and perform and be offensive. You know what I mean? I got to be somebody that people want to watch, whether it's 90 takedowns or 100 punches around. Like I have to be more offensive. I've stifled my own career by just trying to win rounds instead of trying to knock dudes out. And I have the ability to knock people out. I just need to do that.
For sure, and you get your opportunity against Taylor Lapilus. What are your thoughts on him and the fighting style that he has?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a point fighter. The guy's he really tries to manage his distance, tries to stay away from you. Definitely presents some challenges. He's a lot longer than I am. I think we're about the same height, but in terms of like reach, I think he's got like 8 inches on me or some crazy stuff like that. I got like a 66-inch reach. He's got like a 73-inch reach. Like the kid's got long arms. It's going to be hard to get to him. But I think once I find him, once I make him miss a few times, he's in trouble. I mean, the reality is, I think if we put boxing gloves on, I think I could beat him in a boxing match. If we, put wrestling shoes on, I would tech fall him in the first period in a wrestling match. So there's levels to this game, and he's never fought anyone on my level, and he's going to realize that Saturday. And it's nothing personal. I mean, I don't think the dude speaks English, but like, there's a million guys that he could have fought that weren't me, and he probably would have done really well. But once I figure this kid out, and I think it'll take me a few minutes, he's in trouble.
When you return back to training with the bicep, right, and testing the arm out and testing its durability, how was that process?
Scary. It was scary. It was really
Okay.
scary. I'll be honest. I was babying it for a while. Like they say like you can go back to your sport in about 4 months, and the surgeons cleared me at 3 months. He was like, all your strength tests are great. You're good to go, dude. So at 3 months, they're like, yeah, you can start training again. And I'm like, scared. You know what I mean? Like I really ease into it. I'm like, I don't want to do this again. Like my left arm is my moneymaker. I need this thing to be 100%. So I took my time. I could have potentially fought, a couple months sooner, but like, what's 2 months? You know what I mean? Like, I want to be healthy. I want to be the best, and to be the best, like you have to be operating at 100%. So I mean, I really, really took my time. I really took my time. I picked my training partners. I was, I babied this thing for a long time, but now, I mean, I don't even think about it anymore, to be honest. I've talked about it more in the last, maybe week or so, than I talked about it in the last 4 months. It's solid. Solid. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I think that was the smartest thing to do is to take your time because we've seen what happens when a lot of guys rush back in, and like Tony Ferguson was one of them. When you remember he had that knee injury and he got the surgery, and then next thing you know he's kicking metal poles and returning, and it wasn't the best thing for him, man.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to take your time, man. People don't understand, like, if someone tells you, like, it takes 4 months to recover. It's like, yeah, that's for, like, a normal person, right? We're not normal people. We don't put our bodies through normal abuse. Like, we are, like, the apex of, like, people that really need their body to operate at a high level. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just, you know, do half the work and, think that you're going to be able to perform at a high level, especially at like bantamweight. You know what I mean? There's no way. There's no way. Like if I don't have two working arms and everything operating the way it's supposed to, I'm in trouble.
you're fighting a southpaw, man. How many southpaws have you faced in the past?
A few. Yeah, a few. I mean, I fight a lot of southpaws in the gym. I'm lucky there's like a couple really good like boxer type southpaws. Odie Osborne, the guy in the UFC, literally like exact same stature as this kid, same reach, same everything. So training with him, I think gave me a lot of confidence. Just figuring out how to actually fight somebody like that's that long and is a southpaw. But I feel like I did really really well against him and not initially. It took me some time, but I'm lucky to have him. And then there's a few Hawaiians, Rodney Pooney. They're two up and coming 25 pounders, both killers, really good on their feet. They were great training partners. The thing about the Hawaiians is like these guys come to fight. I've had black eyes this entire fight camp. I'm not even kidding. This is the first time my face wasn't all dinged up. I mean, like we're going to war, and that was kind of a focus for me moving forward. It was just like, okay, well, you've been like mildly offensive your entire career. You have more to give. You know what I mean? I've never walked out of the cage and been like, I did absolutely everything I could. Even when I win, I'm like, man, I scraped by. I scraped by. I had more to give. You know what I mean? I didn't give the fans or myself, what they deserve or what I deserve. So, I mean, I've just been scrapping, and like that. That's not really. I'm to a point now. Like all the hard work is done. I'm just kind of sitting around, doing one workout, going for a little run. I don't really have to do a whole lot besides cut weight, and like I'm solid. I'm solid. Like I'm getting in a fight with Taylor Lapilus. I'm not sure it's going to be the kind of fight that he enjoys, but I'm going after this kid like with reckless abandonment. One of us is going down, and I don't think it's me. I got a pretty big head.
With such a long layoff, right, and returning from an injury and surgery, some people will be concerned about burnout, especially with like such a long time ahead of the fight. Is that something that you had to keep in mind to kind of pull yourself back a little bit, just so you don't get burned out?
That's why. That's literally why. Like my coaches are like, dude, get out of the gym. You know what I mean? I've been trying to schedule practices and stuff, and they're like, dude, stay home. Stay home. You're done. You're done. You don't need to do anything else. Like let your body recover. Like chill. So that's kind of been the focus, for the rest of this week and next week. It's really just like I just got to make weight and fight. Like I don't need to do any more hard work. I'm not gonna spar again or do anything really. I'm just doing like a little drill session, really just weight management stuff. I've like this is like one of maybe two times in my entire career where I'm 2 weeks out from a fight and I'm like I don't need to do anything else. You know what I mean? Like keep my eyes sharp. That's about it. Make weight. That's it. Like I'm ready.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for your return, man. This is a solid matchup, and you get to show other aspects of your skill set as well. You know what I mean? And problem solving, they always say it is high level problem solving. So we get to see you do that in that cage, in front of a crowd, in an arena, in front of your family. That's going to be great, man. Some other questions outside of the fight, man. The new drug testing company has come in and started testing everybody. I've actually seen them around at some of the gyms. They're handing out some major suspensions, man. Like, what do you think of that and how it's affecting? Awesome.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. If you're cheating, get these guys out of here. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing amongst athletes. Like we know who's cheating. You know what I mean? We don't know how they're getting away with it, but we know who's cheating. You know what I mean? Like there's certain guys, like I've seen guys come into the gym and they're literally one human being, and then they come back 2 months later, they go to Russia or they go wherever, they come back and they're just like, they're bigger, they're leaner, they're like, you know what I mean? Like this isn't just like you just got in shape, dude. Like come on. Like you're not fooling anybody, and I think a lot of these foreign guys are getting away with a lot of stuff. They're like the Brazilians and the Russians. I'll just call them out. I think a lot of these guys are cheating. So I hope the suspensions get worse, and I hope they test us more. Like I don't care if I have to P-test and blood test every week. You know what I mean? Like I know what I'm about. You know what I mean? I know I'm not cheating. I've got almost 50 clean tests. Like test us more. If it was up to me, like we'd all be getting tested like bi-weekly. And that's just to keep. I think we should have like one regimented test a week. Like we have to show up and do a P-test once a week, and then also one random a week. Like every week, I think we should be tested because that's the only way that you're actually gonna catch people. And I mean, I'm talking like show up in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? When I'm freaking naked and got a gun in my hand. Like I want to be tested 24/7, like straight up.
You think being in Vegas, you become more of a target for testing?
Oh yeah. You get tested way more here. I've been tested like 5 times this year. You get tested. It's just easy. You know what I mean? They know they can get you at the PI. They can just knock off like 10 people. I mean, to the point where like if I moved furniture in my house, like the USADA or the new drug testing people are like, "Oh, that looks nice," and I'm like, "Okay," you know what I mean? Because they're here a lot. I mean, I get tested quite a bit, and I don't know if it's just because I'm in Vegas or because of my stature. I don't know what it is, man. I like to think it's because I'm like super buff, but I don't know if that's true or not.
You probably the buffest bantamweight, dude. Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm looking like I'm on steroids for sure. Like with how lean I am, people are like, "Huh, Cody's looking
You
pretty
look
lean."
like what a soldier should look like when they go into war. That's what I see you. I think you as a
Yeah,
U.S. soldier, and like you would fight with
yeah.
no shirt on and you just be out there just like Rambo style. That's what you look
I
like.
appreciate that. That's a good compliment.
All right, all right, man. Due days, UFC Fight Night, Louisville, Kentucky. Cody, man, always good catching up with you, man. All the best in your comeback fight. Yeah, man. You said in another interview that you don't have many years left, and man, I'm excited to see what you can do with the last couple of years of your career, man.
The doors are closing, man. I'm ready to just go out with a big bang.